Hello. This week's Torah portion is Pekudei, accountings. It's a detailed balance sheet. We learn exactly how Moses responsibly directed the use of every single item to build the tabernacle. Quote, all the gold that was used for the work in all the work of the sanctuary, the elevation offering of goats, came to 29 talents and 730 shekels by the sanctuary weight. The silver of those in the community who were recorded came to 100 talents and 1,775 shekels by the sanctuary weight, a half shekel a head, half a shekel by the sanctuary weight, for each one who was entered in the records, from the age of 20 years up, 603,550 men. The 100 talents of silver were for casting the sockets of the sanctuary and the sockets for the curtain, 100 sockets to the 100 talents, a sockets, unquote. Moses wanted everything to be transparent, above board, and in the open, so as to be beyond suspicion. He was applying the Jewish principle of Marit Ayin, literally appearance to the eye. Marit Ayin means that some permitted behavior is prohibited because it may appear to casual observers to be something prohibited. This will cause them to assume it is permitted, or if they know it isn't, cause them to think ill of the one doing it. One's behavior should not only be beyond reproach, but beyond suspicion as well. The Mishnah says, quote, it is one's duty to seem to be free of blame before others as before God. As the Torah says, and you shall be innocent before the Lord and before Israel. And the book of Proverbs says, and you will find favor and good understanding in the eyes of God and of man, unquote. Commentators have said it's far easier to fulfill the first half than the second. Obituaries in newspapers frequently say something like, he found a cure for cancer, but he was once convicted of jaywalking. Post one ambiguous picture on Facebook, and your life may quickly change for the worse. Here are some examples. Going into a non-kosher restaurant to buy something kosher, like a cup of coffee. Eating a cheeseburger in which either the cheese or the meat is fake. Eating fake treif, such as bacon bits or shrimp lookalikes. Putting fake cream in coffee after a meat meal. Going in a non-kosher butchery to buy bones for a dog. Eating Passover food that appears to be hametz. For Ashkenazim, this includes kitniyot, rice, corn, legumes, etc. Doing these things while wearing a kippah, showing that you're an observant Jew who knows the law. Some even rule that a Jew should not enter a non-traditional synagogue when people there are praying, so as not to make it appear he agrees with their interpretations of Judaism. The Talmud gives many examples. Do not recite the 10 commandments during services, because heretics might claim they are the only commandments in force. Do not hang up wet clothes on Shabbats, lest people think they were washed that day, which is not allowed. If you're an official going into the temple treasury, go barefoot and wear clothes with no pockets or folds to make it clear you cannot hide any money. If your house has 2 doors, light Hanukkah candles at both, so that if a passerby sees one door but not the other, he should not think you did not fulfill the commandments. Especially if you're from a prominent family, punctiliously refrain from behavior that might bring suspicion on you. Quote, the Garmu family excelled in preparing the showbread for the temple, but they also never made fancy breads in their homes, so that people would not say that they sustained themselves from their art of preparing the showbread with ingredients that belong to the temple. Similarly, the Avtinas family excelled in preparing incense for the temple, but a perfumed bride never emerged from their homes. And when they married a woman from a different place, they stipulated with her that she will not perfume herself, so that cynics would not say it is with the temple's incense that they perfume themselves. They both fulfilled that which is stated in the Torah, and you shall be guiltless before the Lord and before Israel, unquote. Another example, do not serve fish blood in a serving bowl, because it might get confused with animal blood. The first is kosher, the second is not. Based on this, the Rashba prohibits cooking meat in human milk, even though human milk is parv. And the Rama prohibits cooking meat in almond milk because it looks like cow's milk, unless you leave pieces of almond in the milk. Avoid even the appearance of idolatry. Maimonides writes, quote, one who has a splinter stuck in his foot and he happens to be before an idol should not bow down to take it out because it will appear that he is bowing to the idol. One cannot help the feeling that the sages always assume that the average passerby has the IQ of a cauliflower. Does Marit Ayin apply in private? Yes. The Talmud says, quote, Rav Yehuda said that Rav said, wherever the sages prohibit an action due to the appearance of a prohibition, it is prohibited even in the innermost chambers, where no one will see it, unquote. Presumably, this means that he might get so used to doing it that he would do it in public, or that he thinks he's not seen, but in reality, somebody's watching. Some say it depends on conditions. The Talmud Yerushalmi presents it as a dispute. Does Marit Ayin apply in front of ignorant Jews? No. For example, most locusts are kosher, but most Jews don't know that and assume they're insects, hence unkosher. The practice is not to refrain from eating them because of Marit Ayin. Once applied, does Marit Ayin apply eternally? No. Prohibitions may get canceled over time as people get used to new products or actions. For example, non-dairy creamers are so common today that using them after a meat meal, is no longer prohibited. Also, the Torah forbids wearing a mixture of wool and linen. The Mishnah ruled that combining wool and silk was allowed, yet later rabbis forbade it during Marit Ayin. Later still, it was allowed again because silk had become so common that it was easily recognizable. The Mishnah says that Jews are supposed to practice dan et kol ha'adam lechaf zechut, giving people the benefit of the doubt, judging them favorably, not thinking ill of them, but rather advising them as needed. Maimonides says that if you see someone you don't know do something that can be interpreted as good or bad, assume it's good. This softens one of the two reasons of Marit Ayin. Others might think ill of you. In conclusion, you may not ignore what others will think of your actions, because their contempt might hurt you, or most importantly, they may think your seemingly inappropriate behavior is something they should emulate. Because human nature makes one prone to suspect others, the principle of Marit Ayin is needed. Shabbat Shalom.